Lil People, Big World star Zach Roloff says relationship with dad Matt is not existent. Lil People, Big World's Zach Roloff and Matt Roloff still have a long way to go when it comes to mending their father-son relationship. Zach, 34, shared during the Thursday, May 23 episode of his Raising Heights podcast that the dynamic is not great between himself and his dad, 62, adding that their relationship is non-existent. He explained, "The filming ended, you kind of just give yourself some space, and then the show airs 6 months later and it kind of brings up some old wounds." Zach and his wife, Tori Roloff, made their final appearance on the TLC reality show in April when the season 25 finale aired. While Zach contended on Thursday that the dust is settled on his disagreements with his father, he noted that nothing has been fixed. Zach is one of the eldest sons of Matt and Amy Roloff, who split in 2016. After the couple divorced, Amy sold Matt her shares of their Roloff Farms property in Oregon. Nearly 5 years later in 2021, Matt opted against selling part of the land to Zach before listing 16 acres for sale. He claimed that none of his kids wanted to inherit the farm, which Zach has disputed. Zach and Tori, 31, confirmed their departure from the family's reality series in February. "We are not coming back to Little People Big World. Like, we are done," Tori said in a YouTube video. "That chapter has closed." Zach echoed his wife's sentiments, noting that there were multiple reasons for the pair's exit from the show, which premiered in 2006. "This last cycle was rough between the family, the farm deal, and we were done with it," he said. "We've moved on." During the season 25 finale, Zach explained why the couple weren't visiting the farm following his dispute with Matt. "No one's holding grudges. No one's intentionally not going to the farm, there's just no interest," he said, before referencing his and Tori's children, Jackson, 6, Lila, 4, and Georgia, 2. "The kids don't ask, nothing we're hiding from them." He added, "When it comes to my dad, I don't know. That ship all sailed. There's not much of a relationship, just doing our own thing. Time might even it out. Everything will be healed. It'll just be different." Matt shared his side of the story on camera while chatting with his fiancée, Karen Chandler, noting that he wants to build a playground on his property for his grandkids. "I'm always hopeful that Zach and Tori will bring the kids around, and if not, the kids will be coming around later in life," he said. Karen replied, telling Matt, "I think we've just come to terms that they don't want a relationship, and so you just have to accept that." Lil People Big World Tori Roloff explodes on fans over Matt. Lil People Big World cast member Tori Roloff recently ripped into fans over all of the Matt Roloff drama with Roloff Farms. So what did Tori have to say with her recent biting remarks? Longtime Lil People Big World fans know that the botched Roloff Farms deal between Matt Roloff and his sons drove a huge wedge between Matt Roloff and Zach Roloff. Things got so bad that Zach moved his family away to Battleground, Washington. Even in the Little People Big World season 25 finale, it was obvious that Zach Roloff was still holding a grudge against Matt. While there may be blame on both sides, Matt isn't getting to see his grandchildren as often as he would like. There's also the fact that Matt and Zach's relationship as father and son hasn't been the same since everything went down recently. Tori Roloff addressed her Little People Big World fans directly over everything that has gone down, including the resulting family strife. Tori Roloff recently wrote, "I just need to get this off my chest. Forgiveness and boundaries are two completely separate things. For everyone saying we need to forgive, we did a long time ago. We hold no grudges here. However, it has caused us to create boundaries." Even with Tori Roloff saying this publicly, many fans see things differently. While Matt Roloff has his own issues and isn't perfect by any means, viewers have noted that he has made an effort to try to reconnect and bury the hatchet. Some fans even saw Zach and Tori quitting Little People Big World as retaliation against Matt Roloff for the Roloff Farms deal that went south. Something else that Tori Roloff recently addressed is the notion that she and Zach are keeping Jackson, Lila, and Josiah away from Matt Roloff. According to Tori, she said, "This crap about us keeping our kids from their grandparents needs to stop. They can come visit anytime they want." While it may be true that Matt and Amy can come visit whenever they want, there's also the fact that Zach and Tori moved farther away. So even if the invitation may be open, Matt and Amy have to make more of a trek to see their grandchildren. So there is a bit of a caveat there. Whatever the case may be, it's clear there is still some bitterness there. With the future of Little People Big World still up in the air, many viewers wonder if this family rift will ever truly heal. For all the latest Little People Big World news, come back again to TV shows Ace for more. Little People Big World's Zach Roloff reacts to rumors he's keeping kids away from Matt. Little People Big World star Zach Roloff put to rest a major rumor that he and his wife Tori Roloff are preventing his father Matt Roloff and mother Amy Roloff from being able to see their grandkids. Little People Big World Season 25, which recently aired its season finale after the Roloff family's reality show was off the air for over a year, felt like a farewell. Back in February, Zach and Tori announced they'd be leaving lpbw once the most recent season finished filming. There's speculation Little People Big World itself might be over. Even though Zach and Tori have left Little People Big World, they are still freely giving their thoughts on their reality TV fame via their podcast, Raising Heights. In the most recent episode of the podcast, Zach addressed rumors that he and Tori made a decision to separate their kids from Matt and Amy. "There's none of that going on," he bluntly said. "They're merely trying to raise their kids in the best way they can." He might have a toxic relationship with Matt, but according to Zach, that's not causing Matt not to see his grandkids. Even though Zach claims he's not meddling in his father's relationship with his grandchildren, the relationship Matt and Zach have with each other is still just as strained as ever, which the latter acknowledged on his podcast, saying, "It's not great. It's not existent, I guess. The filming ended, you kind give yourself some space." Once Little People Big World Season 25 started airing several months later, it brought up some old wounds. The issues he and Matt have with each other have not been fixed. Zach then claimed he didn't do anything wrong, and that the feud stems from narcissism. Zach did mention on the podcast that there have been times he could have done better, which contradicted his earlier comment. But he didn't seem to want to take responsibility for any part he may have played in damaging his bond with Matt. Nothing has changed, so why would we re-engage with other members of the Roloff family? Everyone has a toxic relationship in their life, he added. Zach needed to step away from the toxicity, but critics on social media made the situation even worse, according to him. For his part, Matt recently said he's happy that Zach and Tori made the decision to leave Little People Big World because the reality show comes with a lot of stress, especially when they're trying to raise kids on camera. Zach's father believes that their feud will eventually dissipate, and they'll be able to come back into each other's lives like before, but it will take time. Regardless of whether Little People Big World continues, hopefully, the father and son are able to put their differences aside and come to an understanding. Little People Big World is a popular reality TV show on TLC following the Roloff family. Over 20 seasons have aired since 2006, all centered around the Little People family's everyday life as they navigate a world that isn't always willing to accept differences. Outside of the reality TV show, Matt Roloff has lived an incredibly successful life as an entrepreneur, farmer, writer, and motivational speaker. lpbw's Zach Roloff says the hardest part of parenting is feeling guilt when you don't do it well. Zach Roloff is opening up about what he feels is the hardest part of parenting. On the second episode of Season 2 of his podcast Raising Heights with Zach and Tori, the Little People Big World star and his wife Tori, 33, answered questions from fans. One viewer asked Zach, 34, what he thought was the hardest part of being a dad. Zach and his wife share sons Jackson Kyle, 7, and Joseph Luke, 2, as well as daughter Lila Ray, 4. Hardest part being a dad, I feel like is just a very selfless thing. Like being a parent is, to do it well, and which we don't always do it well. And that's the hardest part, the guilt of when you don't do parenting well. Zach began, you let your emotions go, you get mad, you get angry, you're not doing things the right way or you're doing things the easy way. Like, you probably should be sitting playing with your kids, but you just need a minute so you say go watch TV, he admitted. The dad of 3 went on to say that it's not only his actions, but also the stress that comes with the choices he makes that are difficult. Like, what are the kids going to do? Are we raising them right? Are they developing into being good kids? What's their future going to be? Zach asked. What's the plan? We got to support them from another 18 years. That's the hardest part of being a dad. It consumes you in a good way. It's very consuming though. Tori interjected to add that although there is a lot of stress, Zach is beloved by their 3 kids. To me, you're doing it right. Their favorite person is dad. Tori shared of their kids. Their favorite person to hang out with is dad, hands down. On Mother's Day this year, Tori shared a series of photos on her Instagram with all 3 of her kids as they enjoyed the spring holiday together. Posing with her kids outside, Tori smiled as she cuddled up with her family in the first photo, also sharing individual shots with each of her kids. The mom of 3 also took a minute to reflect on having the best job in the world in her caption. "I have the best job title in the world. Mom. I love these 3 with my whole heart and I'm so thankful to God for choosing me to be their mama." Tori wrote, "Thinking of mamas of all kinds today. Past, present, and future, you are loved.